So this is Modern Acupuncture. This is I guess, bringing acupuncture to mainstream, allowing people to come in where it's real convenient, affordable, and really effective as well. We partnered up with a world-renowned guy. His name's Bob Doan. Teaches in 36 countries, got the largest practice in the U.S., and we use his methods in here because they're so effective. The results are quick. The sessions are relaxing and comfortable. So that's what we do here. It's really exciting seeing a lot of the stories coming out of here the first month. It's crazy.
Oh boy, it's gonna take a lot of tapping to get down to 81. No getting my address here. I am having allergies.
So I went back into bulk phase.
Yeah? You're blown up, I can tell. That's the first thing I thought when I walked in.
I lost like 15 pounds when I opened this place. Because I gotta start eating again.
It was quite a process getting this rolling in here.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, not that it isn't always, but...
It was a 4 or 5 month construction deal.
They weren't that late though, were they? It wasn't bad, right?
No, it was just a lot, we had all the design work and stuff coming in, so it's a lot of steps. So let's give them the kind of quick overview because this is a little different than your dry.
It really does.
The mechanism here, she's going to be putting the needles in different areas of the body. So if she's targeting the shoulder, she might put them in the opposite leg. It sounds crazy, but what happens is from doing that, it'll give the brain a good stimulation.
Right.
And when you fire up the brain, it forces the brain to release endorphins and enkephalins and vasodilate.
Right.
So the whole mechanism is really circulation, forcing a blood flow and oxygen response to the tissue. That's what the main target is here. So what Erica will do, tell her your areas, she'll look at the muscle groups and she'll figure out how do I target that muscle or fire up that muscle or bring blood to that area to get it
Right.
range of motion and get the healing going.
Right.
Okay.
Did you bulk up? You put
Yes,
on like 50
off-season.
pounds?
I put on a little bit.
Jesus.
Well, I wanted to help
It's off-season.
here to work.
This is the off-season. In off-season they bulk.
Exactly. Fat and happy. This is a fun time. For
So,
sure.
before you go back, when you're back there, there's a basket, put your shoes, socks, everything in there.
Right.
Silence your phone. We'll take the chair all the way back. It feels like you're almost gonna fall, you're not. It goes back, but it'll decompress your low back as you get all the way back.
Right.
Other than that, she'll work on you, go through it, and then 25, 22 minutes, somewhere in there, you'll rest and relax.
Beautiful.
And when you sit down too, Dusty, pull your pants up to your knees.
Okay.
Up, not down.
You have to specify in this sport. He's actually made a very valid point right there.
You know what happens?
Someone's like, "Who's your legs?" Okay.
Yeah, we're waiting to get
You're in a
someone
grocery
instruction.
store, dude. You can't do that. But I think it primarily what a lot of the tightness that we work on that's low back is from here
Yeah.
and in here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like my low back isn't tight.
Okay.
It's just where that's the referral. You know, so
Sure.
it's primarily over here, and I do get a
Are
little
you
bit of.
pointing to like the groin, like this whole area?
I mean, serratus
Okay.
all the way down,
Okay.
yeah. And then a little bit in my left trap up high, but that's every now and then. Not a huge deal. This is constant.
Okay. So there's no
we don't-
limited range of motion or anything right now?
Well, because we don't turn.
You just
Like literally nothing in what I do is not forward or back. You know what I'm saying? So if you think about working out, no matter what your level is, we don't twist and work out. So this motion essentially is gone for me. The word athlete and bodybuilder do not go hand in hand.
Right. Right. That
Can we do
totally
any
makes
pre and
sense.
post range of motion checks on her? I mean, how's your range like on your shoulders and stuff?
It's not. I mean, this side's a mess because of that lovely guy. But I have
Where's
done
your
stuff that
Where's
will,
your restriction going here?
Yeah, I mean which is bad for me obviously because of the way we pose. Like
Yeah.
from behind, this elbow actually should be able to get in front of your hand.
Let's get
So
let's
this
get this. And let's see. So
can't.
this will
So
be our
that's as far as
pre-check.
you can go.
Yeah,
over
that's
there?
it. Like,
Okay.
even if I contort the hell out of myself.
Okay. Do you have any like pain or tightness when you do that? Is it
No.
up here or no?
I mean, the tightness where you can feel like it doesn't want to is actually my lat, but I know the
Okay.
issue. They actually moved the short head of my bicep,
Okay.
so it's in a different spot. So
Okay.
that's part of the issue.
Okay.
They
Okay.
put like a little, they just moved the bone that it's connected to.
Okay.
That was dislocating a ton, so they actually just essentially blocked, so I couldn't dislocate my shoulder anymore.
I see.
A little old school. They don't think
Wow.
they do that anymore.
How's your internal?
Here is okay, but I mean, everything on this side is off.
How are you overhead?
I can do that. I mean, that's not an issue. And I can actually even do like behind the neck stuff
Yeah.
in a Smith because it's forced.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything that's forced I can do because it won't hurt me,
Yeah.
but it's not like I couldn't take a bar and just,
Got it.
you know,
Well,
like
let's
getting ready to
start
do a
with that
squat
then
is
and
a
see
pain
if
in
we
the
can
ass.
get that
Okay.
shoulder to a little range of
Yeah,
motion.
that would be
but-
helpful for sure.
Yeah. So you've had acupuncture before, correct?
Yeah. We were doing more where they, like, he would target, make the muscles fire with the needles, you know?
Right.
Did Abby tell you about her response?
Yeah, she liked it. She was really good with it. She wants to
His muscles are tight.
start coming in, you know. I saw your stuff on the news the other day, maybe a week ago.
Yeah. So the guy we partnered up with the guy. His name's Bob Doan. He's a world famous.
That's the guy that did it,
Yeah.
right?
And he teaches in 36 countries. This guy's just world famous acupuncturist, and he'll go head to head with any technique out there on pretty much any condition you can think of that's orthopedic based. You know.
Right.
His results are just unreal.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
it's all like this. It's the opposite of where you would think. You know?
Right. But it makes sense. I mean, it's the same with like the tissue work that I do.
Yeah.
The person I see, if I go in with a tight hamstring, she's working my quad,
Yeah.
stretching it out, you
Yeah.
know?
This is a whole nother ball game with your body.
It makes it fun.
Feels like you got like no fat, just all muscle.
This is the fat time. Come on. Credit some of my fat.
I can't find any.
Are you sinusy too right now, Dustin?
Oh, it's been brutal just today and last night.
There we go.
Out of nowhere. I'm like, what the crap?
Where is it? Is it up here or is it
Yeah, it's just here.
just in your nose?
Yeah.
Nothing under your eyes or
a little in my eyes. Like this morning, I woke up when I got a shower. I'm like, and now I'm crying randomly. This is
Okay.
cool. I don't remember seeing puppies.
Go ahead and move back and see if you got any. If you can, I don't know if you can tell. It's changed at all.
I actually feel like it feels like not like I'm fighting as much.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I can usually, I mean, even when I can go past, I can feel
The pull,
resistance to try to, you know what I
It looks
mean?
better, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Too? Yeah.
Versus, you know,
We'll do
yeah,
a
I
little,
can definitely feel.
a little more on that.
So how long does this usually last when someone comes in, depending on what they need, or?
Everybody responds differently. You definitely usually need, a course of treatments,
Right.
or a few treatments, and it's cumulative. So the more that you get, the longer it lasts.
Right.
And you do get to a point, as long as there's not crazy structural stuff where it's just a maintenance thing, or you move on to treating something else because
Right.
it works so awesome.
Right.
So,
What kind of response, Erica, you think you should expect after like a visit one? Like, what are you looking for to?
for visit one,
Yeah, like on someone. I mean, it's the first visit. It's not. You're not looking for a miracle, but
right?
what would you expect as a?
24 hours, I think, is fair.
Mm-hmm. So you're gonna really stay
Yeah.
where you're.
But I expect an overall improvement to last. Like you want to start with like a couple times a week.
Right.
So I want like in between those two treatments for it to overall be improved.
Right.
24 hours, I'd like it to stay where it's at after you leave this chair right now.
It's gonna be right.
And then it might kind of slip back a little bit. Then you get
Right.
another treatment, and then next time more and more.
Right.
So. Yeah.
So what about, I mean, 'cause the majority of people that are watching my stuff are going to be athletic type of people, meaning essentially we're going to come in with something all the time, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so what's the overall of what we're doing here? What makes this different than just normal dry needling or?
Well, I mean, if you have injuries and stuff or sore muscles from being athletic, which is probably going to be a really common thing,
Right.
we're not needling into the area.
Right.
This works. Dry needling, it does work, but this works more. I think this works better more of the time.
Right.
Like, does that make sense?
What is
So
this
you're-
called then if this isn't?
It's a distal needling technique, yeah. So we're not ever needling into the area, so you're never going to create any like local,
Inflammation?
Yeah.
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
And it definitely, it lasts longer and it works better more of the time.
Right.
As Bob was explaining to me, I asked a similar question.
Right.
And he said if you stick the needle into the injured tissue, when you look at the brain on MRI,
Right.
the injured tissue doesn't fire into the brain quite as much, so you don't get as much of the vasodilation and you don't get as much of the endorphin and caffeine release. When you use the healthy tissue to stimulate the same response, you get a greater impact on the brain. It's all from the brain. So if you could fire up the brain, you're going to get the brain to react.
The brain
you're
is
gonna get-
essentially doing the work, right?
You're working. It appears as if you're treating muscle and tissue. You're treating nervous system to influence the muscle and tissue.
Right.
I mean, that's how you're treating the software.
So you're essentially affecting the circulation even more
Totally.
aggressively.
Exactly. You'll get a greater vasodilation, a greater circulatory response.
Right.
We read some studies we were looking at the other day where they used that point. Is that 36 right there?
No, that's a color 34.
Okay.
This is 36 right here.
That point right there.
Mm-hmm.
That one needle. And they did two things. They used that point and they measured inflammatory markers in the body.
Right.
One point had a drop in a global response, in other words, a full body drop in inflammation markers.
Right.
Then they redid the same thing. They hooked the electrical clamps up to that point, thinking, you would think, well, you're going to get even a greater response. It had the opposite effect. It had an increase of the inflammatory marker. So, like, what the hell?
Right.
But, it's all about sometimes the little subtle things, a
Right.
millimeter off. I mean, look at your sport.
Right.
A millimeter is the difference between winning and losing
Right.
in any sport. It's
Yeah.
very similar with this. So the technique, although it appears very similar, it's quite different.
Yeah. Now, how would you? I mean, in our perfect line of businesses where we are currently, how do you put this with an athlete that's doing chiropractic, doing the tissue work? I mean, that's kind of what I'm pushing on a lot of people is
Yeah.
the importance of all of this. Because a lot of the people that follow me, they're trying to get where we already are. So it's like, well, to do that, you have to do what we're doing, which
Yes.
is leading to that. So you find that they work hand in hand really well.
They do.
Yeah.
Almost all the treatments are synergistic.
Right.
Soft tissue, acupuncture, chiropractic, even a psychological training. I mean, they are all synergistic. They all have one goal: to get the edge.
Right.
It's about the little thing to give you that edge, right? You look at the perfect example of this is James Harrison, the guy from the Steelers.
Yeah.
They said on the game a couple weeks ago, he had $300,000. He spends $300,000 a year on his acupuncture and his needling and his alternative therapies to keep him.
Right.
He's one of the oldest guys in the league, and he's still dominating.
Sure.
To keep.
He's getting the change right now. So, is there pressure on your nose, or is it just a runny nose?
Not just, it just feels like running. I mean, I had a little bit of a headache, which is rare.
Where's your
So,
headache at?
I just noticed it in general, but it was kind of like behind my eyes a little bit, and that was.
Do you have any change in that yet?
I'm feeling a lot different. My head feels lighter.
Good.
He's starting to go.
You're my Benadryl. You're amazing. The thing is, you can't take any drugs because they make me hazy, and I'm gonna go train,
Yeah.
so it's not possible.
Oh. Well, this is wonderful then.
You're gonna get a deep relaxation response from this.
That's fantastic.
So all
That
this
looks like a
up
federal.
here, and actually a couple on your foot, are treating this area of your nose and the headache and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
These needles are cool, Andrew. Did you get them in there? Do you have your phone? You should snap some too.
How many needles do you think he has left?
Just a few. I'm gonna do some stuff
Okay.
for the low back right
I'm
here.
gonna bring this other lady and let her sit in a chair, so
Okay.
I'll shut down the lights a little bit.
Yeah.
But then you're gonna sit here for what, Erica?
About 20-25 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me see your range.
Yeah.
Did you fall asleep in there?
No, I just relaxed. Well, you know me, I had to pay attention.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this one is night and day now. I mean,
Yeah, look at that.
But the difference is even when I was here before, it's a fight to turn.
Yeah.
And I
Now
can't
it's
turn my
natural.
wrist either. I could tell there, and what was funny was she had one here. The furthest one forward, I think it was right there. It was the only one that was twinging the whole time.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm like,
Correlates.
where is that? She goes, well, that's coming from here. I'm like, of course. The two areas I know are a mess. Because I could literally, and I wasn't moving, I paid attention. but it was just
It's so crazy.
the whole time.
You
It's
did blood
funny that
vessel.
you knew exactly what. So it was. That's why I was like, I have to ask her as soon as she gets over here which one this is. It's the only one I felt.
That's good.
You know what I mean? The rest of them were like.
How did
nothing.
your sinuses open up?
Yeah, I mean, I could. That was happening before you even left. So I just finished up my first visit at Modern Acupuncture. I've actually had a lot of different types of acupuncture done before, and the beauty of this particular one was during the treatment I could actually start literally feeling things changing, and then now that I'm done, I'm really looking forward to finding out what tomorrow brings. It's about a 24-hour period to really see what you're overall feeling. As we've discussed many times with all the treatments and things I'm pushing to you guys is you need to commit to them, and it's part of the process of getting your body running 150% all the time. And if you want those little edges to get yourself to the top, you need to really see what your body's capable of. The job is to keep it healthy, keep it running at 100% all the time, and that's done in places like this. So make sure you're getting your tissue work, your acupuncture work, your chiropractic work, and of course getting it done in the gym, and that's going to be the difference for you. So check this place out if you're in town. Of course, Modern Acupuncture. This is home sweet home for me, right next to the joint that you guys have seen videos on before. Stop in, tell them that I sent you in, and thank me later.